Hi, my name is Christy Miscati. In this video, I'm going to be discussing configuring working hours. Let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is in the top left-hand corner, click on my hamburger icon and then navigate to my menu tab. And then from here, I can simply use my little search engine on the right-hand side and type in working, and it'll take me right to those working hours configuration. I can hover to discover to see where this exact path is underneath schedule and then working hours configuration. This is where all working hours for your providers and resources will be configured. In the top left-hand corner, I have the word provider, and I can always click that drop-down arrow to switch it to resource. This setup is the exact same for both. Next to provider, this is where I can search for the provider that I'm going to be configuring working hours for. Now, I only have one provider in my fake database, so I'm going to be using Dr. Donnie. And then next to my provider's name, I have a drop down box that says show. I have the option to show that provider's current working hours, their past working hours, or I can see all of them. So looking at my provider's current working hours, underneath here, I can see all of the working hours that have already been created. I can click on my minus sign to expand or collapse those particular working hours. I can also select a day, and then I can see down here at the bottom if any visit type rules have been set for that provider. So from here, I can see that on Mondays at 8 o'clock, my provider has a visit type rule for an established patient. Over on the far right hand side, this is where those visit type rules take place. I can search for any rules. So if my provider had multiple, for example, if I wanted to search for any new patient, I could start typing in new patient and then it would filter it here for me. Now let's look at how we would add in a visit type rule for a provider on a new working day. In the top right hand corner where I have add working hours, this is where you're going to select to put in new working hours for your provider. In the top left hand corner, you're going to name that description. So I'm going to just call mine Wednesday. I can choose my start date. I'm going to switch it to April 26th, which is a Wednesday, and then I can put in an end day if I want or leave it open. I can choose the facility the provider will be working at. I can choose my date. So in this instance, I'm only going to create one for Wednesday, but if I wanted to do multiple, I would just simply select those days. I have the option to enter in my start and end time. And then I also have the option that I can enter in a break. So this is where we could put in like our lunch break for our provider. I could add a recurrence if I needed to. If not, I can just click my add weekdays down here at the bottom left. And then you'll notice over here on the right hand side that I have just added in those working hours. If I needed to add in something addition, maybe I forgot a day, I could always just add in a weekday individually. I'm going to click my add button down here at the bottom right. And now you can see up here at the very top, I have those new working hours added. I can select my day. So right now I'm selecting Wednesday from 8 to noon. Notice it went ahead and divided it up for me based upon when that break was. And then down here at the bottom, I have the option to put in my visit type rules. I have a couple of visit type rules already selected here. So established, new patient, a couple of my main ones listed. So let's say I wanted to add in an established patient. I can hover over this little icon here in the middle and drag it over to the appropriate time that I want. So if I want 8 o'clock, I'm still holding my mouse down, dragging it, and then I'm going to simply just let go. And now I've just added in those different established patient visit type rules. In the top right hand corner, I have the option to do a rule set configuration. So if I needed to add something in addition, I can configure that here on this left hand side. These are the ones that I already have built in my system, but I could always add something in addition in, like maybe a follow up or something as needed. And then they would appear over here. I also have my add visit type rule here where I can select my visit type. So for example, let's say I wanted to add in return OB visit. I can choose my start time. We'll do 10 o'clock to 10:30. And then max visits, I'm only going to do one. I can click my add button here. And then when I scroll down on my time slot, I can see where I just added that in. Can now just simply hit my close button at the bottom right hand corner, and all of this information is going to save for me. I do not have an actual save button. I also have the option to navigate over to my menu icon and back under my schedule tab, and I can see my visit type reason mapping from here. On the left hand side, I can see ones that have already been added in my database, my different visit types, and then the reasons that are mapped to them. If I wanted to add something in addition, in the top right hand corner, I have Add Visit Type to Reason Mapping. I can select this button, choose my visit type over here. So I'm going to use that Return OB visit again. And then here's a list of all my different reasons. I can also search for my reasons here if I want to look for something that has OB listed in it. I can scroll down and see as we have numerous things that have OB in here, and then I can choose the ones that I want to add in. I can click my Save button, and now I've just mapped these reasons to that visit type. Now, if there was not a reason already listed that I wanted to add, I can always use this reason button up here at the top right, and I can add in a completely new reason. If I wanted to go in and edit or delete, I have my pencil icon on the far right-hand side or my trash can icon. This concludes our video on configuring working hours and visit type reason mapping. Thank you for joining.